I'm Rich Heffron. This is this week's Delaware State Chamber of Commerce Legislative Report. The legislature adjourned at 5 a.m. on the morning of July 1st. That's the end of this session. I took a week off to kind of catch up like many other people and get a little rest. This is our first report since the end of the session. The one thing they did was they balanced the budget. That's their number one initiative. But they did it by, taking a little money from here and borrowing a little money from there and finding nickel and dimes to fund a 4% increase. Some people weren't happy with some of the places they took the money from. We understood why they had to do that, but there is one program that we were happy with. That is taking money from the Dimer and Dida programs. These are programs that fund students from Delaware who go to Jefferson Medical School or Temple Dental School. What they did do is they funded the students who are currently there, but they didn't fund any new students, and we're concerned about that. And hopefully they'll find that money in the next session. But why is it important? It's important because these students, when they take that money, agree that they will practice in underserved area of the states. And we think that's important, and we'd like to see us get back to that. So we're going to push hard, see they continue that. This morning, the governor signed a crowdsourcing bill which allows Delawareans to invest up to $5,000 in startup companies. Why is that important? It's important because it's going to help us grow that entrepreneurial culture, and that's one of the things the governor talked about. Corporate culture's changed. It's changed around the world. It's obviously changed, as we well know, in Delaware, and this is a good start down the road to developing entrepreneurism in our state. And I think that'll be an important part of the governor's legacy as we move forward. Also, we're going to link a op-ed to this report. It's the Tuska Reform Bill, which deals with regulations and chemicals. The old legislation was developed 40 years ago. It was time to make a change. Our congressional delegation, led by our two senators, Carper and Coons, and our Congressman John Carney, we're at the forefront of putting together this program, working with both with the environmentalists, with government officials, and with the chemical industry. And together they put together a good bill that will regulate the chemical industry and the use of chemicals in the future. Why is that important? It proves that when different groups can get together and work together and compromise, we can come up with some pretty good legislation. So I think it's a good example. And the op-ed is by Krista Harden, who is head of public affairs at the DuPont Company, Public Policy, and we think it's a good read, and we'll link it. Lastly, legislative session's over. Obviously, there's not much that's going to happen on that front until they come back in January, but there are elections coming up, and we'll keep you informed. The Democratic primaries, big Democratic primaries, and obviously the mayor's office in Wilmington, where there's 8 candidates for lieutenant governor's spot, for our congressional delegation, and lastly, there's a primary, the Democratic primary for insurance commissioner. And why is that important? Because people don't think about the insurance commissioner's office, but it's extremely important when we talk about workers' compensation and health insurance. So that'll be close eye on, and we'll update you on where we are. That's it for this week, and thank you for watching.